Welcome to another Straight Up Tuesday tip. I'm 𝗤𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁. With me as always is Mark Ainley. Mark, we got a lot to talk about. We were talking off air and we said, you know what, this should be an episode. Let's record it for our listeners here.
Well, we're talking a lot lately about evictions, and they got the moratorium coming up here this December. And the best way to prevent those issues or your collections issues or my tenant stop paying issues is to make sure that you are looking out for all your red flags on the front end, not getting scammed, not falling to prey to just taking people's word for it.
Yep. So, I mean, 90% of all applicants are good people, right? Just like most things. There's a few bad apples that kind of ruin it for everyone. And you guys screen thousands and thousands of different applicants. So with that said, right now we're recording this at the end of 2025. What are 3 red flags you're seeing when you guys go to screen an applicant?
Well, I think people with questionable rental history are using the living with a friend option that much more when it comes to previous renter. And I don't know about you, Tom, but how many people do you know that lived on your friend's couch for 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, that's the 2-3 month type of thing.
Yeah. Even then, it's rare. But we're seeing a lot of that, and that only makes us dig deeper. And then they say, "Well, I was saving money." It's like, okay, well, you connect to your bank account and you'll have $1,000 in there. It's like, so just digging in deeper whenever someone's saying where they're living in. What we do is, you take the credit report, you take the what's the app that we've had on here is Forewarn. We take Forewarn. You look up their phone numbers and you start seeing all these different addresses, and then we dive deep into making them account for what those addresses really are, because it's really easy for someone to not be paying their current landlord and then go apply for your place and then say, "Oh yeah, I was living with a friend." That way there's no landlord to reach out to, right? So that ends up being such a red flag for us. And we really try to show, and we'll even dive down to like, okay, well, let's talk to the friend. And when they'll give us that number, and then we'll look up that phone number they're giving us. We'll look up at Forewarn. That phone number is not even tied to the address that they said they're crashing on someone's couch. So they just gave you a random number. So just, on the credit report, there's usually whenever you're seeing people with a lot of addresses over on the credit report and they're 35 or 40, like, just drill into those questions or drill into those addresses and ask those questions.
Yep. For our listeners who don't have Forewarn, a free site is True People Search, just truepeoplesearch.com. It's not perfect. It doesn't have criminal activity. It's less accurate than Forewarn, in my opinion, but it will have the addresses and tie the phone number. Right. So you can double check that with their pay stub, with the credit bureau. It's just like, it's a free, not as great version as Forewarn if you don't have access to it.
Yeah. And if you're a realtor, a lot of people don't realize that you have access to it. You actually get it. All those fees you complain about paying, you actually have that as a feature. But also I'm pretty sure you could go on to Forewarn and pay for it without being a realtor. So I think
yes, you can just sign up for it.
It's fairly affordable as well too. So if you're screening multiple tenants a year, it will come in handy.
It's your insurance policy. Not to plug them, but it's a very, very well worth it. All right. So that's one. What's another one?
Offer letters. We're seeing a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people. I've been lucky so far. And we've actually had to deny a few people just because the story didn't shape up, where it's like, I don't have any income. I haven't worked for 2 yeyears. And all of a sudden I have an offer letter to work for United Airlines. And it seems like and this is more of a scam than anything right now. Because there are a lot of legitimate offer letters, and you could drill a little harder and you could get the right person and get their HR department and get someone to confirm it. But there's certain positions, especially around the postal service, the airlines, a lot of government jobs are tough to get the right person. You have to use either that WeWork number, or it's not WeWork, but the work number or whatever. That's like a line you have to call and you have to pay for it. So pushing people down the pipeline of saying basically, hey, we can accept this offer letter, but you're going to have to show some sort of proof. And if they say they can't do that, then we've even went as far as like, that's fine. Well, you started a week ago. When's your first payroll? And they'll say next week. So we've actually waited to approve people just to make sure that it's legitimate. And that one that I gave that example of, all of a sudden they disappeared. So it's an easy way that a lot of people fall sucker for. Because think about this time. I mean, you get this letter like, oh, I works for this really well-known company I know, really big company. Oh, you're getting 6 figures, which meets my 3 times income threshold I'm trying to hit, and it just looks so pretty. So.
Yeah, we saw this year was like the first time I saw a bunch of those, which also I felt was kind of odd because it's so easy to fake a pay stub now. Like, it's so easy to make a pay stub look legit that it feels weird to go like back to the offer letter. I'm just putting myself in like the role of the scammer.
Yeah, the offer letters are even easier to, because you could make that look so professional, so easy as well too. But one of the things that we're seeing is the date is usually like 2 months ago, and they got an offer letter to start like a month in advance or a month out. So that's the ones
Yeah,
that are real scammers. Like, hey, you're going to be moved in already, and the job didn't start yet. So try to time those things out as well too.
yeah, and sometimes they'll put like their friend or their uncle or whatever as like the person, reach out to this person, blah blah blah, like head of HR. Then you can forewarn that one. You can go on LinkedIn. Like, there's a lot of ways to be like, all right, well, this is obviously not someone who works for United Airlines.
Yeah. So back to that. So that is huge. When we'll plug Forewarn again here, but you take a phone number, and this could go for landlords too. When they put their landlord down, when you go to search the landlord's number, quote unquote, all of a sudden it's the same last name tied to the same addresses. It's like family. It's very clear as family. And then that's almost fun to like, hey, just give me a call real fast. I just want to ask a couple questions and listen to them kind of struggle of knowing that they just caught up in a lie. But yes, same with United Airlines, those numbers, and it's very easy to see some 888 number that is literally for the point travel. This is a situation that had happened recently. It was for like the points. It wasn't even for they were going to be a mechanic or something like that. So.
Yeah. When you do get someone on the line like that, this is stealing this from Jeff Weinberg. Feed them the wrong info. So if their start date was supposed to be 2 weeks ago and they're making 80 grand according to the offer letter, say like, okay, so they start 3 months from now and they're making 140 grand. Like, just feed the wrong info. If they're just yep, and just yes man and everything, obviously you have a problem there.
Yeah, we did that with a landlord verification the other day, and we all got around to listen to it as like a sample in the office, and we called them up and basically said, oh, how long has so-and-so been living at your place there in Calumet City? And they're like, oh, it's been this long. And it was like Tinley Park, the address that they put down. It's like, oh, really? Okay, that's great. So how long have you owned that property there? And you've owned it for, it looks like you've owned it for 4 years, right? And the property's on the market for sale right now. It was just a good example of, I love that you feed them the wrong information and see if they agree.
Yep. All right, one more. Give us one more.
This is one that's always been tricky, but now in the era of gig working, your Uber drivers, your grocery shoppers, all that, those people are all self-employed. And all of a sudden, when you have somebody that's 1099 coming to apply, you lose the confidence of this guy's been working steady for this long at this place. And a lot of the applicants are expecting you to, man, I make this much, and you should approve me. So we've gotten some, not arguments, but almost like back and forth with tenants. Like, yeah, you made that much, but you made that much only for the last 6 weeks. And, we ran into issues where we have accepted people early on in the whole Uber stage where it's like their car is before Uber was helping you lease cars and all that stuff, but their car broke down. And it's like all of a sudden they're unemployed. So it's really easy to go rack up for 6 or 8 weeks, really high income using Uber or delivery or Uber Eats, or I'm drawing a blank on DoorDash. And say, well, I've been working, I have 3 months worth of, or 2 or 3 months worth of steady income. But for us at that point, we ask for the entire year, and we'll ask for their tax returns, and we'll ask for, pay stubs, not pay stubs, I'm sorry, checking accounts, because you see the money that's going in and out. And that's a big one right now with so much of the gig economy. They live in these big cities.
Yep. The checking accounts also, that's a big story of where they're spending their money. Also, like, are they just at the end of the month, is there less than $1,000 in there, or is there 10 grand in there? Right. Like, that's a big difference for, all right, this person can swallow a few losses and still make the rent payment.
Yeah, we see that a lot of times. The other 1099 self-employed one is the truck driver that he makes 120 grand a year, but he's never has a balance higher than $900 because he's turning around spending all that money or whatnot. That's another thing too. You get these entrepreneurs, it's like they use their personal bank as their business bank, and they just have no money. And then the day, it's like, yeah, it's great, you made 60 grand last month, but you spent 65.
Yeah.
So that's a big red flag. So self-employed thing is a tough one. Now, for all of these things, how we could kind of land the plane here is there's a lot of rules and regulations, especially around security deposits. You can only take a month and a half in Cook County. In Chicago, we're not even collecting security deposits for the most part. You can only get so much non-refundable. But at the end of the day, what we do when we're nervous now, and we've pushed us so hard this year, is not personal guarantees, guarantors, getting someone else to sign for them that has, we have certain criteria. If you guys want to check 𝗤𝘵�realtyinc.com, we have our specific cosigner. That's the word I was looking for. Cosigner information on there. So if they can't come up with a friend at that point, it's just like, hey, listen, I can't take it. But if they do come up with somebody, and we use this for first time renters more than ever this year as well too. So now you got parents with 800 credit scores and great equity and great banking and all that stuff. So,
yep, good stuff here. All right, ready to wrap?
I am ready to wrap.
Let's do it. It's football season. You got a Soldier Field question. Just you and me. So you got 1 out of 4 instead of 2 out of 4 shot here.
All right. So we are playing for Jordan Jones. So Jordan, if myself or Tom if I get this question right, you get a $50 gift card brought to you by today's sponsor, 𝗦𝘗 Financial, the Workman team.
All right. I'm going to give you 4 statements. 3 of these are true about Soldier Field. Give me the one that's not true.
Okay.
Soldier Field hosted the inaugural Special Olympics. It's the oldest built stadium in the NFL. It's the smallest stadium in the NFL. The Bears have played there since 1952. Which one of those statements is not true?
D. They've not played there since 1952.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, if you watch the Michigan Northwestern game, I know they mentioned that several times of them playing at Wrigley and also playing in Decatur before that.
Yeah. And then Special Olympic Drive is the street right outside there. So that was the giveaway on that one. And then I always get these little clips on YouTube that says this is the smallest stadium in the league and stuff like that. Like, so man, yeah. I am looking forward to them coming out to Arlington. That's a lifetime away almost, but I'm looking forward to what that's going to look like. And yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Well, we took the blue line down in the snow to that Giants game, and just, it's like an hour to get there, and I live 7 miles, and it's like, all right, and it's Sunday. It's like, what am I doing? Like, this isn't working.
It's like getting from Michigan Avenue just to the back of that stadium to go in. It's just a nightmare.
It's just like, all right, we're just walking. We're hoofing it with the drunks, and let's do this.
Yeah, we park on Wells and just walk. So we got it right. Jordan, get $50 gift card brought to you by today's sponsor, 𝗦𝘗 Financial, the Workman team. And listeners, do you know a straight up Chicago investor? Let us know, because we'd love to have him on as guests. So if you know somebody, or maybe you are that someone, reach out to us at straightupchicagoinvestor@gmail.com. Thank you, Tom. And listeners, we'll see you Thursday.
Thanks all.